Good evening. How is everybody tonight? Just trying to get myself up here on my iPad. There we go. All right, there we are. Welcome. This is Card Creating with Jean. My name is Jean Ducro, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I live in McFarland, Wisconsin, and we got more snow last night. My poor husband had to go out and shovel. It wasn't that much, but he is a little particular, let's say, of how he would like his driveway to look. He doesn't like it to ice up, and I don't know if he was worried that it wasn't going to melt. We have a large section of our driveway that doesn't get any sun, so if the sun was going to melt it, it wouldn't get to that. So he likes to get out there and take care of it before anybody drives on it so that it ices up. It's one of his winter pet peeves. So he was not happy this morning, and I felt for him. I'm glad that I didn't have to get out and do it. So I'm very fortunate in that aspect, that I have a husband that takes care of the outside of the house and a lot of the inside of the house too. So I feel like I'm treated like a queen. So anyway, so this is Tuesday night, time for some tricks and tips. We're going to make a card tonight that is going to use the one die, this one right here, the outline die from the Pattern Tags dies. I don't know why I can never remember the name of the set. I know that right now that set is not available, but it will be back available on the 17th. So just stay tuned. Next week it should be available again. And when we get to the end of our video, or after I've demonstrated the two items that I'm going to show you, I will flip over to the what's available and what's not list from Stampin' Up! So that we can kind of go over that. It's been a while since we have done that. Hi, Rhonda. Welcome. Thank you for popping in tonight. And thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. So I don't really have too much more to talk about. It seems like I've been spending most of my life down here in my craft studio working on things for the craft and vendor sale that's coming up the first Saturday in December. And I'm going to show you a couple of the things. One of them we're going to try and make together, and I'll show you the rest of them that I have made. And one of the other items that I've worked on as well, I feel that I can go ahead and show you. I've got like 48 of them or more created, so I've got a big box full, and I'm getting boxes all over my studio here with things in it ready to go, and trying to figure out how I'm going to display things. And I don't know, it's going to be tight. We get 10 feet, and I've got a 6-foot table set up so I can have another 4 feet, and I'm going to need it. So anyway, so let's flip the camera down and get started. All right, I always have to flip my light on because the cord is not long enough. Let's see, where's my hand? Let's see, my hand back, okay. There, I think that's going to work out. It seems like I'm going to try turning it just a smidge, because it seems like you're over to the right an awful lot. I don't want to turn it too far, because I did that one time and the whole kit and caboodle popped off my desk. So anyway, if you're interested in ordering, this is my link to my store. You are very welcome to use that, and I really appreciate it. Oh, I don't know if you saw, but starting the 1st through the 9th of December, they're having a sale on the paper pumpkins. Beginning with the paper pumpkin that will come out on the 10th. You can subscribe for $3, $6, or $9 3, 6, or 12 month, I think it is. I don't know if there's a 9 in there or not. I did list it in the posting that I put on what the sale price is, and just remember that any paper pumpkins have the shipping already included in the price. So anyway, so this is the one that we are going to use for our card tonight, and it's different. Let me tell you. I saw a picture or a reel of this card on Facebook, and I had to watch it probably 5 or 6 times before I could kind of start to figure out how to put it together. And we are going to use the special delivery, North Pole delivery cardstock for part of it. And the background here, the base is going to be Poppy Parade, and this is a single sheet. So it is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I have a piece of white cardstock that is, I think it's 4 by 5 1/4. Yes, it is. And that is going to go actually on the back side of it, so you have space to write a note to somebody if you're going to be sending this card. Got a little something on here. There. Felt like it was something sticky, like a little piece of glue. And then I start with a piece of the DSP, and I think this is 4 by 5 1/4. I ran it through the embossing folder Peaceful Greenery because I wanted to have this design around the edge. Now this is a redo. I'm glad I did not show this to you on Saturday night, because when I got to thinking about it, the card that I made, I had all kinds of things that I thought it should have been able to do, and it wasn't, and I didn't like the way it looked. I'll show you the one that I designed. And it took me until today to figure out, well, maybe I should try embossing this and see how that goes. So we're going to start with this first, and we're going to take and add a little, get a piece of scratch paper here. We're going to add a little pool party onto the design, so hopefully it will pop the design up a little bit more. And we're going to use pool party, and that's pool party for the background on the paper. So let's get that started. Hi, Kathy. Welcome. It's good to see you. I was so sorry to miss that event that you had that was for the shoebox. I really felt bad that I had to miss that. But I had a retreat planned with my church, or my community of practice group. It's actually not church. It is. I have members from all over the state, and we rented a cabin up by Green Lake. And I just felt bad that I couldn't make that, because I sure love seeing all the cards and seeing all the girls and swapping stories and getting ideas, and it's the best. We could almost do that more frequently, even when the online exclusives come out. If you ask me, at least. Okay, see, that does bring that design out a little bit more. I'll bring that up to the camera so you can see that a little bit better. All right, that looks good. And we can actually go ahead and add this. I'm going to put this white aside. Now watch, I'll forget where I put it. We're going to actually glue this on. I have just about need to get another bottle of glue here. This bottle of glue I blew through really fast with all the stuff that I'm making right now. Okay. Now, I have a bunch of pieces here, as you can see. I went ahead and cut that tag out in the DSP, I also cut it out like 3 times, so 3 different pieces of DSP. And then I took and folded a piece of the Poppy Parade here. And this is like 1 3/4 by, let's see what the length is, 6 1/4. And now this is going to be just a little bit smaller because oh, where are the dies? There they are. Because when I lined up the die, I did not want it to cut off, and I wanted to have that fold. So when I lined it up, I had to have just a smidge of it so that it short, so that it would not cut out the bottom. I'm telling you, words are hard tonight. So let's see. I want to put the mailboxes out front, and we are going to adhere this on to the front here. And once we get all of the pieces together, I will re-punch this hole so that the hole is aligns. So let's see. Now this card could be made using probably the Arches dies. You could use it, which would give you a bigger piece to put in the center. But it showed it using the card was shown with a tag die. Okay, this one is going to go in here. I will tear that one in. And I contemplated whether or not I needed to have that red, or the Poppy Parade piece on here at all, but I felt that it was going to add a little bit of stability to this. This is going to go in here. Maybe you've even seen what this card is that I'm designing is going to look like at the end. Off of there. Okay. So as you can see, that hole is really offline. Let me just take my paper punch here and we will rectify that. This will go through. Yep, it did. Ah. Left it in there. There we go. Yeah, let me get rid of this so it's not hanging out on the desk. Okay, so now we got our hole back. And we can actually, let's see. Okay, I'm a little anal. I want to get that right. There. Okay. We are going to add a little thread. Let's see. I think I'm going to decided I was going to use blue, and then I thought, maybe I'll use the green because there's more green on this. I want to be able to tie a bow. So we'll take about that much. I'm going to flip this over. And we're going to adhere this down with some tear and tape. Sorry. And put another piece on there too. Hi, Carol. I'm glad you could join us tonight. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and feed that through this first set of holes. Okay. We'll take this off and we'll be ready to mount this on the front of the card. Add a little glue on the rest of it. This down. Try to center this in here. Okay. Now I have a little piece of the same DSP. I think it's just the back side of this, actually. I don't know. This is a piece that is 1 3/4 by 1. And I'm going to make a little pocket here on the front. So just a little bit of glue around here. I'm going to turn this sideways. I can do it better with my left hand here. Okay. Just bring it right down to the bottom. Okay. Now I have a piece of white cardstock that is, I guess, 1/16 of an inch over a 1/2 inch. I don't know. It's just a scrap piece. And we are going to stamp this with Sending Merry Tidings and a special delivery. So I'm going to do a special delivery down here on this end. Let's flip it over. I want the arrow to go up. Okay, we're going to use Poppy Parade. Sorry, this card you got to think about. Special delivery. And nope, I don't like that. It needs to be a little bit more on there. Let's take another sheet. Yeah, these are all my little scraps. Yeah, I'll just go down here. Then I only have to cut one end. Sorry if my hair is in the way. I can feel my edge of my hair hitting the phone. Okay. Put that away for just a second. Save that for another time. It's going to go down here. And this guy, yeah, it's going to go on here on the end, and it's going to be tucked in that pocket. Let that dry. All right. Oh, one more thing to stamp. I have a piece of white that is 1.5 by 1 1/4. And we are going to stamp, hoping this Christmas is the most magical yet. Nothing special with this little piece. If you have a little die that would fit on, go for it. All right, stamping is all done. Now let's finish assembling. We're going to put this down here. Yeah, I'm going to bring it down a little closer. Okay, now I have some strips of DSP, same color as this, with the little dots on it. This should be, I mistakenly cut it, but we're going to still use it. Should be 2.5 by 1/2, and score it every 1/2 inch. So we're making a little square, but mine is 1/4 inch off, but that's still enough to glue together. I did that on both of them, and I was so mad at myself. Okay, well, I think I could still use it. Come on. These little pieces. There. Get the glue off my fingers. And we got another one here. Okay, and we've got some little guys here. This is going to go on the front and here. So we are going to I gotta find my end. There it is. I'm going to glue this to the back. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here. Little bit, Jean. To glue to the base. I'm just going to close it. Ah, you turkey. Well, what happened here? Something didn't go right. Here, that's better. Ah. Let's see what my problem is. I have some glue that oozed. See if I can get a little of that off. Gotta be a struggle, you know. And we are going to put our little mailbox on here. Like so. Move them over just a smidge. And then our other box, we are putting on the edge of this one. This time I won't be so crazy with the glue. And it's going in there like so. So it doubles up. Now I feel that the one that I saw on the on that reel was just a little bit larger than this, which would make it a little bit easier. We're putting our little, I never know if this is a dog. To me it looks like a badger because of the coloring. It's gonna go on the front here. This is really a hard one to demonstrate because you got to be looking in different directions there. So then when he closes, it just goes right up. No, I don't have that. Should put a little more glue on there. There. And maybe, I don't know if using tear and tape would have been better, or I'm just going to hold it for a second. Ta-da! All right. And we'll just put these guys through the holes. Bring this down. Yeah, maybe I'll do a, I don't know how much good that extra step in the bow will do, but we'll try it. Yeah, it wants to go through. I had used a little bit heavier. Why is it one of them always is more pinched together? Okay. Our little guide that goes in the pocket here for special delivery. Sending Merry Tidings we're going to put down here on some dimensionals. Dimensionals, where are they? Here they are. This is one that you would not probably be making a whole plethora of to give away. And I was, when I originally thought about making this, I just couldn't see how to get away from not using the cardstock on the top, because it just seemed like it needed to have a little more stability. There. And this little guy, I think we're going to put him on here. I love these little ephemeras. Now I went ahead and I did this ephemera and the dog on the inside. I did trim them a little bit more. so there wasn't such a big white layer around them. Let's see, we need some, what did I do with them? What did I use? I used the blue ones, okay. The sparkle gems. I do have another pack of them. Here they are. I think that if you would use the arch dies on it, so that it would come in like this and then flip down, that that would look really cool. And it would probably be bigger so that you could use another set of, let's see, what am I going to do here? We're going to one here, one up here, and one of the small ones down here. And there you have it. I still would like to experiment with this a little bit further and see if I could, what else I could come up with. Now the one that I made, here, let me show you. And I'll show you what my difficulty was. Hi Pam. Hi Lori. Thanks for joining. I thought it needed something, there was so much space between the edge and the DSP and then this in the center, the focal point. I just felt it needed something, so I added the ribbon, which I really liked, but it made the pieces want to warp to get over the ribbon, and I didn't like that. And I knew that if I did not use cardstock in the framework of this, it would really be even worse. And I wasn't sure about when I opened this up if this was going to be too floppy. But I think it's kind of a cute card. Something different. As far as going through the mail, that's why I originally had it on just a regular card. We didn't get our white cardstock on the back. And you could put a message on the back if you wanted to, the sending greetings, or if you didn't want to put that on the front, but I felt that it needed to have something else on the front. So let me just glue this on quickly. So that was my reasoning for, like I say, I'm glad I didn't show it to you on Sunday night, because it would have been like this and I would not have been happy with the results. I tried different things as far as closing it. I had red and white twine on here, which is a little bit heavier than this. But then I went back to the thinner twine, thinking that it looked a little more delicate. So, anyway. That is my card for tonight. And now, I'll show you what I've been working on the last couple days. And we'll make one together. Oh, let me get my little special delivery in here. If I had, and I know there used to be one of these, a little stamp that says open, I would have liked to have had a little string hanging from here that says open, so that I'm hoping that whoever receives this is going to receive this from me and in person, so that I can tell them that has to open. I know sometimes when I take cards down to Peenie's Parlor, I have to tell her how they open or what they do differently. This is a little bit way too long. Let's take a little of that off. There, that's better. So, anyway, this is what we will use for our drawing on Sunday night. And the other one is going to go, not going to work for mailing. But anyway, let me get a few things cleared out of the way before we start the next project. I don't think I I need that. Okay. This is not Christmas. All right. And I've got, this will be my 23rd one that I've made of these. Okay, you start out with a half sheet of cardstock. And this is 4 1/4 by 8/11. We are going to score this. Oh, I gotta get my cheat sheet out here. They just started making these yesterday. Let me see. We score it at 2 3/4. 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. I love this Granny Apple Green. It's a cheerful color. So you're going to have 2. And I usually like to make sure that I got it exactly in half, which it never seems to be. It's always off by just probably a 64th of an inch. 1/64. And so give it a good, all right. And then we have 2 pieces of, Pretty Peacock. Oh, Pretty Peacock. And they are both 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have 2 pieces of cardstock, and this is from that floral set. The Pretty Florals with paper that goes with it. And these are 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And both of these get glued on here. It goes together so fast that it's one of these projects that it almost takes longer to cut the paper and figure out what you're going to put together. That's my problem. And then the final trimming it or embellishing the whole thing. Okay. And I unfortunately was supposed to get an order today from Amazon that was going to have part of what needs to be used for this. So you're going to have to use your imagination, and I know you can. So I got one part of it that got delivered, but the other part didn't. I was really disappointed when I opened the box because I thought it was supposed to come today. Okay, now we have 2 more sheets of Granny Apple Green. One that is, let's see, 3, I'll just measure it, Jean. 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And one that's 2 3/4 by 3 1/2. Okay, so each one of these is going to go on the front of one of these. So I'm going to, hate to cover up this pretty cardstock, but that's the way it is. And this one. Come on, you can do it. Okay. The one that has the square piece of cardstock, the 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, is going on the inside here. I love how these colors just pop. Okay, and then this piece is going to go here, and we're only gluing it below this score line or fold line. Hi, Rhonda. Oh, I'm glad you like that last card. I have great hope that when I put them together I won't run into problems, but oh well, it is what it is. Okay. Then, yeah, let's decorate the front first. We're going to decorate the front. I'm going to put a sentiment on here, and we're going to mat it. So this is a 1 3/4 inch circle, and this is a 2-inch circle. And we are going to put on here, and this is from an old set. Where did it go? Here it is. Garden Meadow. This one. Every day is a fresh start. And we're going to use Pretty Peacock, since the mat is Granny Apple Green. Oh, that didn't look like it had enough ink on it. Okay. And I took care of cutting out and coloring and doing all the rest of it so that this would be fast. And I used the dies and the stamps from that collection. The Pretty Florals. Okay. And we're going to set this on here over to the side a little bit. Probably could have put dimensionals on it, but yeah, it's okay. But let's get it straight. Okay. Then I have some flowers we're going to put on here. And little branches, all from the same set. And I'm just going to, yeah, glue this on. Hopefully I'm not off camera. Oh, come on. You can do it. Oh. All right. I think I went through that bottle of glue in 3 days. New bottles always are so juicy. There. Okay. And then we'll add these little guys. Let me just measure this here. Yes, we're going to cut a little bit of that off, aren't we? And I bet you we'll do the same thing with this one. I'm just going to cut it right away. Is this going to give us enough room? Yes, it will. Just gluing these straight down, and then the last one I put on is going to get popped up. That didn't get enough glue on it. That's better. And I stamped these in the outline in Pretty Peacock, and then I went over it with Pool Party, and then I added a little bit of blends in the Lost Lagoon up in here, just adding a little bit more, and then down at the bottom I colored in the light Pretty Peacock, just to give it a little extra something there. Okay, let's see. What am I doing here? I think we're going to glue this guy on first. New bottles of glue always are so juicy. And get rid of that. I'm just going to try to put a little spot of glue on her. There. Like so. All right, and little wink. Life would be so boring without Wink of Stella. Can you imagine? There. And before I do the thing on the inside, I want to add, let's put some of these on, the green ones. That will go just fine. Let's see. Well, what do we want to do here? Well, that didn't get on there right. That's better. Yeah. Can't remember what else I had done on those. All right. And on the inside, we're going to put a Post-it note. I ordered a couple dozen of these, all in white, so that they would go with whatever I had them for. And I'm going to put them on with my seal. And then this will go on here. And what goes in here is a 2026 calendar. And that's what didn't come in. They're just perfect. They're going to be like a 1/4 of an inch smaller, so that they can have a desk calendar. I thought those were kind of nifty when I saw them. And I thought, oh, I can make those. So that is what I'm making, and I'll show you what I've got done. I just have to turn around here. So these will be, you see what I mean? This is going to be even thicker once I get the calendar on there. This is something that you probably wouldn't want to ship. All right, let's see, where did I put them? Okay, here's all the ones that I've made. I'll just grab a handful of them and lay them out. So I got them all done except to put the calendar and the post-it notes on. And it took longer to figure out how I was trimming things, and you know, why does that happen? There's some more. So hopefully I have something for everyone. I think that's it. Oh, one more. I'd get have something for the fishermen. So that's what I've got. And I hope you like those. Now, the other things that I've been working on are the I don't know if you call them wrappers or what you call them, folders for the hot cocoa mix. I got a big box behind me. Oh, jeez. And I grabbed more than I wanted. Oh my gosh, do I have a mess on the floor now? I had some paper that was underneath it, and it all came. Okay, I'm just waiting for the thing to catch up. So I counted them, and I have, I'm just like 3 or 4 shy of having 48. So some of them are have more to them. This one's got a snowflake on the front of them. Some of them have a sentiment, some of them don't. You know, you try to make something for everybody. Cute ones. Oh, this box smells so good. Chocolate. So that is the other thing I've been working on. This is such an easy thing. They have the instructions have you make a template. Let me get this out of the way. Man, this is so big. You make a template, and all you do is, it's all 6x6 paper, and you just wrap the paper around it, and then use dimensionals. Oh, did I go through the dimensionals? To glue the edges together, and then you put whatever you're going to put on over the top of it for your sentiment or your picture or whatever. And this is made using one of the backs off of a DSP, you know, that cardboard. It's a little bit heavier than cardstock. And you cut it, and then you score it down the center. You start out with a rectangle, you score it down the center, and then you measure down 1 7/8, I think it is, from the side, and then you just cut over to the score mark. And the score mark is so that when you, here, let me show you. I've got an old piece of DSP here. You just line it up in the corner, and you bring this point up and put it right on that score mark. I just moved that just a smidge. And just fold it. Bring it down. Bring these guys over. Maybe you guys have made them. I never had. I thought they were ingenious. And then you just take your dimensionals. I stick them back in the... Ay, ay, ay. And you just put a couple on each side so that it holds it down. And you know, you'll have another one. I have another one made that I have to put something on. And I just put one in the middle so it... And there you got it. Easy peasy. So, my craft room smells like hot cocoa mix. It smells wonderful. I ordered some from Amazon, and I wanted some red containers, red envelopes, because I thought it would go better with some of the DSP. I got some blue, and I got some that are orange, and I did the best trying to match them up, and I needed some that had some red with it. And only came in box of 50. So my husband's going to have a good supply of hot cocoa mix this winter. Let's do our drawing. Let's see. I got to get this put aside here. Drawing. Here we go. Okay, you got 3 cards to choose from. And this was from the labels that we did. And let's see who's lucky tonight. Oh, I got glitter all over the table. I don't know what that was from. Oh, I do too. My basket that I bought at Dollar Tree. I bought some of those little sparkly pipe cleaners. Sparkles all over the inside of the bag, now all over my desk. Alright, who is lucky tonight? Number 2, Carol. Carol Frumstad. It's your choice. Let me know which one you want. Yep, congratulations, Carol. Yay. Yep, just let me know which one you want. And I think while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to flip over to Stampin' Up! Site so I can let you know now what is not available for a little bit. Let's see. There's a lot of dies, actually. I was surprised. So the traditional sparkle sequins, which are these, will be available on the 24th of November. Let's see. Silver foil paper, if you're interested in that, November 17th. A Time for Celebration Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. And that one's December 1st. Joyful Days Memories and More Card Pack. A lot of people use those. That's the 24th of November. Christmas Tags and More, which is the paper here that I used for these 2 cards, November 17th. Greetings for You Mix and Match Ephemera. Those are the ones that are done in gold tones, November 17th. Let's see, moving down to the dies, Textured Notes dies, which are the rectangles with the fancy edges on them, November 17th. Branching Out dies, which is the dies that go with this set here that have the graduated sizes to them. This one's available November 24th. Gingerbread Man dies, November 17th. Christmas Greenery dies. I guess I don't have that one here. That's available November 17th. Pattern Tags dies, November 17th. Peace on Earth dies, the ones with the dove, November 17th. Let's see. So that would make all of those bundles that have any of those with them not available until like the 17th or the 25th. Low inventory. Everyday Skies Sweet, which Painterly Pears and Spooky Sweet. Low inventory two-tone sparkle gems, the white ribbon, mossy meadow and gold ribbon, shimmer star foam stickers. Gold foil sheets are on low inventory. Let's see, lots of other miscellaneous things like sponge daubers, the mini cutting plates, stuff like that. Sunflower 3D embossing folders on low inventory. I think that just about does it. Well, let me flip back over to Facebook and see if... Nope. Carol, did you make it? Carol did not make a choice yet. Okay. I will probably... Maybe she popped off. I will go ahead and send her a message then and let her know that she won and she can make her choice. So, thank you all so much for joining tonight. It was a fun night. I enjoyed making the card that I did and showing you what I've been up to lately. So, have a good evening. I will be back Sunday night at 6:30. If you have any questions regarding the Paper Pumpkin sale that's coming up from the 1st to the 9th in December, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you Sunday night. Thank you.